Alright guys, so welcome back here. A long time no see. We have something to work on today. We're going to be doing a primer bulb replacement on this John Deere JS63 self-propelled lawnmower. Maybe I can show you guys the serial number here. So this video will be good for any Briggs Intek engine and some quantum engines. Let me get the part here. Right where I set it down. Sorry, my shop's a little bit of a mess. Here it is. So this is the bulb we'll be putting in. It's a part number 694395, and hopefully you guys can see that. But it's good for the 625, the 875 series, and 3. Oh, here it is. Yeah, that's a little better. 6.25 to 8.75 engine. I guess, the quantum, the 3.5, the 6.5, overhead valve, HP, CV, not sure what that is, and the Intek 5.5 to 7.0, and this is an Intek 6.5, so this primer bulb is going to fit, but it'll go for pretty much any lawnmower engine that has this type of primer bulb set up where it has the plastic ring and the rubber push button. Now, it's important when you do this that you get the right primer bulb, because some of the primer bulbs pump air and some of the primer bulbs pump fuel. This primer bulb pumps air. As you can see, there's a little hole on the top. So if your primer bulb has a hole, make sure you get the primer bulb with a hole. And if it doesn't, make sure you get one that doesn't, because fuel will go everywhere if you don't. This is a pretty simple task. These ones you don't need to drain the fuel for. The ones without the hole, you will most likely need to, well, it's kind of, if you can do it quick, you probably don't need to, but you can drain the fuel. And I'm going to get a light real quick, and then we can get started here. Real simple task. Anybody can do it. Pretty much all you need is either, like a flathead screwdriver will help. Not really taking anything apart, you're just taking something off. So let me get a light here and set you guys up. Alright guys, so here's what we're sort of looking at. Really simple. This is your primer bulb on this one. The quantums will be on the front as well, and you won't be able to see much besides the primer bulb. But same type of procedure here. You're just gonna, I'll show you easier to show you on the old one here. Take the old bulb out. I believe this actually has directions. Yeah. Sure to run you by the directions here. Pretty much, it's going to say the exact same thing I'm going to say. It says, pretty much press the two locking tabs and remove the primer ring, and it should pull the primer bulb out as well. It says insert replacement primer bulb into new retaining ring. Oil inside diameter of bulb lightly. Line up tabs with retaining ring, and press primer and ring into the position. And yeah, it says there's a tool, but you really don't need a tool. But I'll show you these tabs it's talking about. You can see right here, hopefully. Right there's some whitish tab right here. And there's one on the other side. What you're going to do is just lightly press on that, and it will pretty much release the ring. I'm going to do it with a flathead screwdriver just because I think that's the easiest way to do it here, but pretty much you're just going to push in with the flathead screwdriver. You'll feel it unclick. Do it on both sides so it comes off evenly. You should be able to just eventually grab hold of it once you pull that ring out far enough. Keep on working its way out here, and eventually should pop out like that. As you can see, really simple and easy. That's the ring, all complete. Now what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this, but so you can see the inside of here, maybe not. Mine is a little dirty. I'm going to go ahead and clean that out. And you can see there's like a little mesh filter in there. I'm going to clean it out a little bit. so it works a little better, and I'll get back to you guys. And as well, I'm going to oil the primer bulb. It's going to sit in like this. It's going to sit in there like that, and you're going to want to rub oil along this thing. That's just sort of like putting oil on the O-ring of an oil filter, or you know, any other O-ring type thing you would oil. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'll get back with you for when we put it in. Alright, back with you guys here. I blew that out with some compressed air and cleaned it out with a little bit of carb cleaner. Wiped it down just to get some of the dust and filth out of there. Not 100% necessary, but did it for long-term benefit here. Okay, so now you want to put the O-ring or the lock ring on so that these fins are pointed up towards the top of the bulb. And you want to put your light seal of oil. You can see the shininess on it. I have a little bit of oil on there. That'll help create a better seal for when you're pumping air. I think that's what failed on this one. And so you want to line these lock rings, the long part, with the holes that you pop the other rings out of. So this should just slide in here, and you want to gently push it back into its container here. So those lock rings push back into that hole that you pulled the other ones out of. And you sort of want to work your way around it here, kind of pushing it in. Try not to puncture the bulb, so that would be bad. You can rotate it in there as well. You'll feel it where it needs to be. Eventually, you should get it properly lined up here. Click in like that. I got one side clicked in. I'll check the other side here. The other side's not clicked in, as you can see. Yeah, you can sort of see. But sort of want to push up against that plastic, try to get it into there. As you can see, you just heard that click. That means it's in there. And now, I'm going to go to both sides here. I'll start off on this side. You can see that ring in there is locked in. You'll hear it click, and you'll hear the little catch on the groove there, and it'll lock that ring. You can see all the white. You shouldn't see any red in there. You see red, that means it's not clicked in. Now, we have a nice functioning primer bulb, and you can hear it pumping, so that's good. But as I said, this will work for most Inteks. Well, I guess all Inteks, really, all single cylinder Inteks. Now on these Quantums over here, usually there would be a primer bulb right here, and it'd be the same procedure on most of these Quantums. The newer Quantums, I'm not really sure about the older Quantums, but this is a Z-Start or Easy Start model, so it doesn't have a primer bulb. I honestly don't own a Briggs with a primer bulb, but this, or a Briggs Quantum with primer bulb, but the primer bulb would be right here on the Quantums, and on the Inteks it'd be just as I showed you.